So I'm going to do another video today. I don't know how long this one's going to be. But yesterday I did a video where it was probably the longest video I've ever done. And I talked about all the stuff that I've been going through and the stuff that I've had to deal with this group that is basically the dead Issac Kappy group. They don't talk about anything about Isaac's life, but boy, they're all focused, and it's all of them. They seem like they're in opposition. They're not in opposition. It's called controlled opposition. And it's just, I talked about that. But and then today, I'll just say, it's been remarkably silent, and it's actually been quite nice. The only thing is that their microwave toys are off the fucking charts. They're little directed energy weapons. And anybody who says that these don't exist are idiots. You obviously are ignorant. Don't know that there's all kinds of shit out there that shows the government paperwork, all of the patents, the NBC News article that actually when Air Force went in front of Congress in 2006, said they had these weapons and they were going to use them on American citizens to show the rest of the world they were safe. And that was in 2006. It's 2024. Since now we have this Havana syndrome that's caused by, I guess, Voldemort and his band of witches with their little magic wands. That's not what causes it. These directed energy weapons do. Our government, that's what they call them. That's what's on the paperwork. It has been off the charts. And I went to go get into a brand new thing of peanut butter in my cupboard, and it's almost gone. So obviously they've been in my house again because they feed my dogs peanut butter. And I do not think that my dogs were able to get into a cupboard, unscrew a lid of a brand new peanut butter thing, eat it all the way down, and each time screwed the lid on. And I don't eat peanut butter, very rarely. And so it's not like I go open my peanut butter up all the time, but I did today. I say this because the people that are involved, especially the people that are around me, beside me, behind me, physically in my house, around my house, all dance around and think they're just big and bad and powerful because they can do all of this shit to me and there's nothing I can do. And it's right. There is nothing I can do right now. There isn't. But I have said this over and over and over again. Being raised as I was by Colonel Michael Aquino and the group that he was involved with, sorry, I got distracted. I have these damn gnats. I think it's the plants. Anyway, being raised as I was convinced as a child that I was going to be the vessel for the Antichrist. And so all of this stuff for me, all of my life has always been spiritual because I didn't want to be the vessel for the Antichrist. That's why when I was 13, I ended up going into the mental institution because I was trying to commit suicide repeatedly. And they said that they determined that I was having a psychotic break. But again, what I was telling them was I was going to be the vessel for the Antichrist and I needed to die. I needed to be destroyed. That's the psychotic break I was having at 13. So it's always been spiritual for me. So when I got involved with this, it was spiritual for me as well. And what I want them stopped. I want them contained, and I want them to suffer. And they trained me as a child to do all of this stuff spiritually, because that's what it was. It wasn't just, the whole, my MK Ultra training, where they were teaching astral projection and all of that, it was all spiritual. Obviously, they were telling me I would be the vessel for the Antichrist. And I was having to endure as a child up to the age of 10. From the time I can remember up to the age of 10, with them killing white prepubescent boys in Hummel Park. I can't tell you how many murders I was forced to witness. And then they would drink the blood, and they don't drink the blood because it keeps them young. It's so much more base than that. They drink the blood because with all of the endorphins and all of that stuff from the kid getting tortured and being afraid, and the pain stuff where the endorphins that were going on through what he was enduring, they would drink that, and it acted like an aphrodisiac. These people are fucking addicts. Drug addicts, sex addicts, they're addicts. They are so consumed with want. And I say that because every time we did blood sacrifice, I got gang raped over and over and over and over and over. You know, that was my childhood. That was happening at Hummel Park. Even worse stuff was going on with me at Offutt Air Force Base. It's nothing I haven't spoken about before. However, being spiritual, back to that, when I got involved with this, my contention spiritually, because I was not afraid of demons, I was trained to think that they were my brothers. I didn't understand why this group was treating them like performing monkeys. Their sacrifices meant nothing. Rarely did people even know who was on the altar. So they sacrificed nothing. And what they did, they got off on. It made them feel powerful. And I have gnats, sorry. It made them feel powerful. So they sacrificed nothing. And yet, they reaped the rewards of being able to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do and never pay a day's price. That's what they were all offered. And notice, other than Jeffrey Epstein and whatever the hell her name is, who's paid a day's price? Anyone? And so my contention is that not only would they not honor their allegiances and honor the things that they promised in those rituals, but when it did not work in their favor, they would actively betray what they promised in those rituals. And so I was told that I had to go out and get them to bring me down. And the easiest way for me to do that was to expose or start talking about their crimes and what they were involved with. And that's what I've been doing for a long, long time. And to say that this has been hell, especially with their microwave weapons, to say that this has been hell is an understatement. And there are times I am angry with God because I feel I have made my point, and yet here I still am. And their shit is terrible. You know? Terrible. But, and like I said in the video yesterday, the only reason why I'm here is because of God and because of heaven. That's the only explanation. Them, beside the point of the protection order where they wanted to put me either in, have me murdered in prison or lobotomized in a mental institution, which they said over and over and over again in the emails that need to be subpoenaed by people who are actually in authority and can be investigated. That can investigate. Because I would love to know who was doing that. But besides that, besides the gas station explosion, they have, I mean, like the directed energy weapons. It's not like I haven't talked about it before. Doug Mesner and his group would all try to discredit and say they were talking rocks or they were burning rocks. No. But what ended up happening at my place in Algona was that I started waking up. I was on fire, and I would wake up in the morning, my whole face was swollen. My lips, my nose, around my eyes, my whole face was swollen. And in 2 months' time, I lost 100 pounds. And I couldn't stop what was happening. But, and I've said it before, there was this channeler psychic person that had reached out to me at the time and told me to look for a rock that looked like a deflated beach ball. And for a long while, I thought it was stupid, and I didn't do it. But then I had someone on the phone with me say, will you just walk outside and just walk around the perimeter of your house and see if there could be a rock? Sure enough, I found a rock that wasn't supposed to be there. When I got done, I had found 12 great big rocks or pieces of concrete that were buried in my yard that looked like they had always been there, but they were never there. And it's because I had lived there for 3 years in Seattle. And in Seattle, you have to mow your lawn sometimes year round. And so I knew my lawn and knew that those rocks weren't there. They were rocks and big pieces of concrete. Every surface of these rocks was exposed. And the similarity between all of it is that it had this like gray, black, metallic looking mold on the surface of all of these rocks. Once I dug them out of my yard and got rid of those rocks, I just piled them up. My neighbors let me use their property, and I piled them up on their property away from my house. I suddenly stopped losing weight, and my weight came back, and it's never happened again. And that was years ago in Seattle. And it was, again, with their little microwave toys. They wanted my house really bad in Seattle. It was 23 miles outside of Seattle. I had 2 lots. It was a nice place. I sold it for $200. I bought it for $78 and sold it for $230,000. That's why they wanted it so bad. And they tried over and over and over to get it. Anyway, they have tried to take me out. The only, like I said yesterday, the only reason why I am still here is because of God. And let me tell you, throughout this, I have, usually in the middle of the night when it's really super bad, I have woken up just pissed off at God. You know, let him kill me already. This is terrible. You know, why are you letting me go through this? Haven't I proven my point? If I had to give my life and they had to take me out, haven't I, obviously haven't done enough. Obviously it's not done yet because still I am. But they'll dance around. The people that are around me, the Georgie Porgy Puddin' and Pie, telling me when I first moved in that he liked the fact that I turned my porch light on and off because they knew if I was still alive or not. Because no one has expected me to live this long, let me tell you. Not even me. And so, all this shit is just all around, And I moved to Harlan after the Erling gas station explosion. It was bad then, but when I got into Harlan, oh my God, it's been super intense. Neil is desperate. Before it was just Neil was helping him out, but now Neil really wants to take me out. Ooh. Sorry about that. So, they do not realize that my whole goal in this is they were to take me out. Because they're actively betraying what the promises that their group made with angelic beings. Because that's what the fallen were, you know? But people don't believe in shit anymore, you know? But Luciferians, they believe. And I believe that we're at the end. I am. Obviously, they did all of their shit at that eclipse. You know, the abomination of desolation ritual, they did that. They've done that. That's the reason why the sun is freaking out the way it is, because God is now responding. But it doesn't happen all at once. That's not how it works. The time of sorrows gets carried out. It's a drawn out thing. You know, it doesn't happen all at once. If only it happened all at once. You know, I think everyone would be happy. In the end, we would be relieved, but that's not how it's going to work. God and all of heaven are here. I obviously did not become the vessel for the Antichrist. I was able to find my way through it. You know, I think that I am here for a reason. I know that these people are not going to be prosecuted and incarcerated. They might be investigated, but I doubt that they're going to go after, they're not going to stop this child trafficking bullshit. They're not. They never have, you know? They never have. They didn't do it in Franklin. They didn't do it with Jeffrey Epstein. They usually have one token person, and then they go after that person and everyone else gets off scot-free. Spiritually, though, they are in judgment. And they will, I believe, end up becoming incarcerated in the darkness, which is already here. They let it in with their CERN toy years ago. The dark matter, the dark place that they like to go to with that CERN toy, if you go look at what CERN toy, well, the shit that they talk about, that's what they're doing, you know? And now heaven is starting to respond to what was going on. And they're going to be claimed by the dark. So all of the shit that I have gone through gets to come back to them. When they, Phoenix Enigma and Thomas and you know, the whole group of them, that Tara Joyce one, they'll say, oh, you know, you're not a true Christian. You're not a Jesus. I talked about that in the video yesterday. Not in the conventional sense. I'm not. I was one who was trained to believe I was going to be the vessel for the Antichrist. You know, it was the teachings of Jesus Christ that saved me, but I don't follow. I love the Word. I love the Word. Because if the Word actually was followed and everybody had love and compassion and we had that utopia thing, it would be so much better than what we have now. Fucking people who don't have enough ever and want to take everybody else's shit. You know, that's how it works. That's the people that are around me. That's what they want. They want me to drop over so they can have my shit. Even though the sun is fucking cooking the planet and things are not going to last very much longer, you know? Just wait till it gets to be summertime because they're saying that this is going to be super hot and the sun just had 4 solar flares that happened simultaneously. And so it's all interesting how all this works. And I think that we are at the end. I really do think that we are at the end. And I have followed through with what I was supposed to follow through with. And that's really all I care about. And I don't give a shit about their stuff. I can't stop them. And I'm not going to have my panties in a twist because they're breaking into my house. They could kill me. They could kill my dogs at any moment in time they could. They haven't, but they could. You know, I can't stop them from coming into my house. What am I going to do? You know, sit here paranoid and be in the house all the time? I'm not doing that. You know, I can't stop them from doing what they're doing. But I am okay knowing that what they're doing is going to be returned to them in ways they cannot even begin to imagine. And I just need to follow what I'm doing and keep to my path and do what I was instructed to do. I'm going to keep calling their shit out. It's what I've been doing for decades. I'm not stopping now, especially when it's so close to the end. I won't stop. And that's kind of how I look at this whole situation, you know? I don't know if it's because what they did to me as a kid or if it's just instinct, but bad people are drawn to me. They are. Bad people are drawn to me. And they like to do bad shit to me. They always have. And there's nothing I can do. I just know that it's going to end up, they're not going to like the end results. They're not going to end up liking the results. And that's why I tell you, fill your hearts with love. Follow the word. You know, live the word. And they can say whatever the fuck they want to say about me. But if I were them, I would spend a lot more time with a focus of introspection and looking at myself than looking at everyone else. And I guess this is kind of a rambling video. Like I said, their directed energy weapons are fucking terrible. I mean, I feel like I'm on fire, and I haven't been outside hardly. I've been outside for a few minutes at a time today. And, but it's coming to an end. And what they're doing to me is going to end up being their whole existence when eternity comes rolling around. And death is coming. It's just taking a while. But as it heats up and the water goes bad, because that's what's going to happen with fresh water, you can't have it so hot. It forms bacteria and destroys it. You know, we are at the end. And for those of you who believe in nothing, okay, you know, if that works for you. But I know heaven exists. Not in the way people think, but I know heaven exists. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with churches and all of their doctrines and all of their hypocrisy is just amazing. It is astounding. The very people who, like I said before, the people who think they're going to be raptured are the very people, if I had to spend an eternity with those people, that would be my version of hell. You know, and I know a lot of them who think they're going to be raptured any damn day now. You know, and again, if I got stuck with them for an eternity, that would be my version of hell. They're not loving, they're not compassionate, they're not awake, you know. Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. But it doesn't negate the consequences of their behavior. Fill your hearts with love. Give a shit about each other. Right now, especially now, it matters. And be grateful for the shit that we have now. Because the days that are coming are going to be harder than the days we're already in. And they have been getting progressively harder. Everyone can see that. Everyone can at least has some comprehension to it. And it's going to take all of us working together to keep ourselves strong. Because love is a choice. All of their hate and their fucking nasty shit, that's all easy. The focus is on that. You know, you don't have to do shit to be an ugly, fucking nasty person. But to actually care and be compassionate and loving, that takes a conscious choice right now. And it should be all of our conscious choice to make that conscious choice. And like it or not, if you choose not to make that choice, there will be consequences to your actions and to your choices. And that's just the way it's going to work. And so, with that said, I think I'm going to end this video. But I just wanted to do another video, you know, again, talking about their fucking directed energy weapons. They are microwaving the shit out of me. And it is fucking horrible. They don't need camps. They can fucking torture you in your own goddamn house now. And have been. They've been able to do it for a long time. A long time. Otherwise, where are those directed energy weapons they talked about in 2006? I mean, the Air Force went in front of Congress, said they had these weapons. They were going to use them on American citizens to show the rest of the world they were safe. Where are they? Was the Air Force lying to Congress about it? You know? And they'll blame Russia. They'll blame Russia. And yet, if you look at all the patents and who owns those patents, it's the United States. Again, the problem that we have is that we have an out of control CIA because they are satanic, Luciferian, fucking Nazi motherfuckers who are trafficking children, destroying God. Everything that's going on in the world right now can be linked back to them. It's an organization that serves directly the fucking devil. That's what everyone's fighting. And that is what is getting ready to be taken out. Because this child trafficking shit, they can't beat what's coming to them. They can't beat heaven. And heaven now is going to drag all of their fucking secrets out into the light for everyone to see. And that's what's happening, and it's going to continue happening, and it's going to escalate. And that's what I believe is going to happen. That's the reason why I'm not going to get emotionally invested and be upset with this group anymore. Because they do not realize how very, very fucked they are. They have no idea what's right in front of them, what's right ahead of them, what is about ready to envelop and claim them. And it's, in so many ways, it's so sad, you know, but c'est la vie, I guess.